Welcome to the Coach Smith Show. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Let's give a special shout out to Harvest Hall for allowing us here today, and always I'm his as a sponsor. And Coach, let's jump into it. So last week, we probably don't want to talk as much about last week, but let's talk about it because there were some really good things out of that.
You know, I don't mind talking about it. I think it's extremely important that we kind of go through that and cycle through it and look at it. We looked at a lot of things, and we thought going into this season, everything about it, that there was going to be a culmination of 5 to 6 plays that would kind of set the course of how the night went. Now, how spread out those plays and based on time segments, when those things happen, would kind of predicate what the night looked like. If we can spread out those 5 positive, negative plays, then we're at the end fighting for a win like we were just literally less than 14 days ago. If those get manifested on the front end, then all of a sudden you find yourself in a hole you're trying to dig out of. Things for us to look at is, let's look at the fact that after 15 offensive plays, they had 35 points. After 12 offensive plays, we had 7 points. So that was kind of where you saw it just, and then you had 3 turnovers in that mix. And really what we looked at, to kind of get on the bad side of it, is we had 27 missed tackles, and then we had 4 turnovers that resulted in 28 points. So if we can limit those things down,
totally different game.
We're in a totally different world, and we know that, and that's where you got to find the silver lining in what you're doing. We go into the second half. They scored 7 points on a tipped interception, our first interception of the year. Really proud of our quarterback play for protecting the football. That resulted in about a 5-yard drive. They had 2 11-play drive and a 13-play drive in which we got a turnover on downs. Defense really kind of found the rhythm in it. They were coming off a bye week, and then offensively we sustained drives. We had over 300 yards of offense. We actually had more offensive plays than them. We just couldn't finish drives and couldn't seem to do some things. So when you look at the game within the game, significantly different than the scoreboard, but we're kind of graded on the scoreboard. So you kind of walk out of Friday night going, man, what in the world just happened? But then you start peeling back the layers, and we try to encourage our guys, and our guys never leave us on a Saturday in a bad headspace. That's just we're going to be honest with them. We're going to be transparent with them. We're going to tell them, hey, we didn't play very well, but they're going to leave in a good space so that we can move forward in the build that we're kind of doing.
It's great, Coach. You want to jump into kind of I know Sub-varsity's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I don't want to neglect the fact that holistically looking at our program, man, we are doing some really special things at our Sub-varsity level. Our freshman B game, I get there and it's 16-0. And it had nothing to do with me. I just kind of stood over there. But the guys got rolling, ended up scoring 14 points, and just missed a 2-point conversion to really tie that up. Got the first 2, missed the second 2. And then when our freshman A came out, it was a lot of athletes. I talked with the head coach over there, and their freshman A team was undefeated. They've been averaging over 40 points a game. We beat them 34-22, and it was never really close. At one point in time, it was 21-7. At one point in time, it was 28-14. They scored to make the score look, but it was never close. And we were matching them athlete for athlete. And as soon as I walked up to the coach on Friday night, he said, hey, your freshman A team, your freshman teams, your sub-varsity teams are special. Our JV, that's a couple bad breaks there. And, things kind of, we know that group is small in numbers. And we pulled up one of their more explosive players to kind of help us on at the varsity level. So we know but we're really proud of those guys because they compete. And I promise you, they've not had 2 bad weeks in a row yet. So I expect them to go. I told them, I went in the locker room with them yesterday, and I said, hey, y'all ain't had 2 bad weeks in a row. We expect them to go out and be really successful this week and have another good week.
Yeah, for sure. Well, okay, Coach, let's bring the coaches up.
Let's bring our guests up.
And let's jump into some film.
Let's do it. So our guest today is Coach Gillespie. He helps with our offensive side. He helps with our O-line and then with our freshmen. And then Coach Finley, which I tell everybody he's related to me because he's from Alabama, so we have to be related. And I'm from Mississippi, but we're not. But he helps with our linebackers. So I'm going to give these guys the mic. You guys got it. Okay. So we're going to kind of start out here. We've got about 8 clips. The first thing we did is at this point in the game, at this juncture in the game, it is 7-0. We had a 10-play drive on offense in which we fumbled. We had a great drive. We're executing at a high level. We're averaging at a +6 yards per play ratio, and we've got it kind of nailed. We knew what they were doing. When we played Summit, here was the background of our offensive staff. I had coached against them in 22. Derek Coach Sides, had coached against them for 3 years, 20 to 23. And then Coach Clark had actually coached against them 4 times. Am I going to have it? Okay. And then Coach Clark had actually coached against them 4 times. So you're looking at almost 8 years of coaching experience against Summit. We knew they were going to be even front. We knew what they were going to do. We knew everything about them offensively. So we felt really good about our first drive. So as we go down here on this kickoff, Coach Gross is notorious. He lives in a world of extremes. He's going to take chances. He's going to go block punts. He's going to do all those things. And like I tell him, extremes come in 2 measurables. So it goes to Jalen Carson here. He's going to make a step here and make a big-time throw to Linnell, who you're going to see a little bit later is one of our players of the week. And we've got it set up, and we've got something rolling here. Great move here at the second level to kind of get going and get another 20-plus yards. Incredible play that kind of spearheaded us into our first drive and get us our first touchdown. So, again, just something we had worked all week that we really liked and we thought was really good, and we knew we could get an over-rotation based on their lane integrity. So we get that. Great catch here by Jalen. 2 steps up, make the throw, and here we go. Great play here. Good job blocking right there. We get in it, make 1 miss, and there we go. So big-time play, a lot of juice there. Kind of sparked us after what really started as a high. So we're going to get into a few defensive highlights here. Coach Finley, talk to us a little bit about what's going on, brother.
Yeah, I think we've got 2 plays here. I think both these plays speak to what we try to preach to our guys, which is do your job, right? Everybody do their job and trust the next guy to do his job also. So both these 2 plays sort of speak to that. So we have a field pressure here. We're backed up a little bit. Cooper Towery with pressure. He does a really good job of peeling off that pressure, giving up his body, you see on the edge right there to make sure we set an edge. Once he does that, people trust him to do his job. Now we got our inside backers, Tatum and Luke coming, and we've got Cedric there all pursuing the football, all getting to the football and putting pressure on the quarterback. And then in the secondary, we've got 3 guys back there maintaining their job, not getting sucked up, not having the eyes in the wrong spot and coming up and leaving a guy open in the back. You know, we've got Linnell back here, and we've got Luke back there. We've got a few of our secondary guys back there, making sure they stay with their man and do their job. So that was a really good play by the whole front there, the whole group there, doing their own job and trusting the next guy to do his.
I think Luke was curious if he knew it was an incompletion, so he wanted to let him know there toward the end, just kind of make sure he knew that was an incompletion right there. So, big-time play. You can see it from the end zone here.
Yeah, really good job by Cooper here. He's bringing the pressure, but he knows to peel off of it. Really good job pursuing the football and putting pressure on him, and then Linnell stays there, and Jalen stays with his man as well, but Linnell stays there and almost gets us a turnover. All right, here we go. Back to begin. We've got another field pressure coming here from Cooper. A really good job by Tayden Sneed. Tayden's one that's kind of a 2-way guy and really provides us some positivity when he comes in on the defensive side. Rips into his B gap, takes up the puller. We've got Mike Utorka there setting the edge, Luke Gormley filling the gap, and the guy gets a cutback on us here, but everybody, like I said, we pursue to the football. Cooper's there to get to wrap the guy up. Tatum's there to knock it out, and we get a turnover off this play right here. Just another really good job of everybody doing their job and then pursuing to the football violently once they've done their job.
I think there's an element, too, of we're just getting these guys freeze preaches. I mean, we're a high-pressure team. We're constantly bringing pressure. These guys, all their background kind of alludes to that. With Coach Finley playing linebacker at the Division I level. Like, we want pressure. We know that's going to cost us every once in a while, but we're going to put a lot of people on pressure, but we've got to play at a high speed and a high rate. And you see these 2 plays are kind of an indication of that. So here we go. Coach Gillespie's going to talk a little bit about what's going on here.
All right, so we kind of have we got the tight end in line here. And so what we saw on film is we saw that those corners kind of bail out a little bit and give kind of a soft cushion. So we decided we're going to, full disclosure, I am an O-line coach, so my focus is really between the tackles here. So we get a nice half-man slide protection going on so that we can get a free release with the running back and throw a swing to him and put Brady Kays out there and lead block for him. And we got Cooper Tower, he's catching it and running down. And he's going to go and run tough and get us some extra yards right here. He really stepped up big. He kind of stepped in and filled some shoes that needed filling this week. So big shout out to Coop.
Well, and kind of what we ID'd here, he's talking about. So the greatest thing for me is if you're an O-line coach, which Coach Clark and Coach Gillespie are, I never have a clue what they're doing, okay? I have one statement. I don't want to hear about the pain. I just want to see the baby. So they start explaining to me all the things that they're doing. I'm like, all right, cool. We're good. So, but we kind of saw a soft edge here. We thought we could get Brady Kays out here, get Coop on the edge, and kind of do something. Brady does a good job there. I think there's a huge debate in the Kays household if Brady is a better athlete than Levi. I think their dad's probably the best athlete in the family. So that's kind of a debate there.
All right, so we have a little inside zone here. We bring the tight end in, kind of insert to the Mike linebacker, because, again, we knew what they were going to do and how they were going to align because we do have the coaching experience that's seen it. And so we thought that we could get some good vertical push, and we could insert to the linebacker. Now, what's interesting about this play is we do RPO it, and Luke Stewart down here came off the sideline or came to the sideline and said, "Coach, I want the ball. I want the ball, Coach." So we said, "All right, let's get him the ball."
The cool thing that we do when you get into like what is today modern day triple option football is it's a pre-snap gift, it's post-snap RPO, it's post-snap pull progression reads. And what we want our receivers and our skill guys to know is all five are live every play. In any given sequence, all five guys can get the football, and that's kind of how we like to operate. This is a pre-snap decision based on isolation press coverage. Makes a decision. Really proud of Luke. You know, it's a tough DB, a really good DB, and it's a big-time catch. Good job by Jalen here. The big thing we preach at quarterback is no delete. You know, no wasted movement. Get your cleats in the ground, get the ball up, give him a catchable ball, and you see there's a one-handed catch there. It's pretty awesome. I think we missed the butt shot of this. All right, here we go.
This is a pass.
Okay, all right, there's our O-line insight. All right, so this was something that I ran back in 22. I knew when I took the back out, I was getting level 3 exchange, and I was getting triggers down. So we were trying to see early if we had this. This is Brady's probably play 8. Brady Case, probably play 8 in our 12 sequence, I think. So we knew we could get level 3 exchange and kind of manipulate the safety's eyes, which we do. We get a lot of exchange here. I can tell you this, full disclosure here. Jay Homey looks at me when we started installing. He goes, "Who do you want me to go to?" I said, "Man, you go to the back, you go to the state, you go to the Washington, you throw it to anybody but the tight ends because are staying back because there's going to be a 2-high safety look. Don't throw it to Brady. Brady's going to be covered." All week long he threw it to Brady, and I don't know if it's to prove me wrong or what, but every time he just kept hitting Brady, and he'd look at me, and I'd go, "Hey, dude, I don't care. As long as you're throwing completions, I don't really care." So he saw it, loved the timing. I want to throw people open, so I'm looking at his decision timing. So he has made his decision now. The hands it broke. That's way before the window hits. Get into the window. There it is. You're kind of seeing what we're IDing. We're getting safety roll. We got the state here by Brody. And there's Brady making a big-time catch in conflict, running through people, and going to score. Now, complete full disclosure, I thought he dropped the ball before he went across the end zone because the guy on our sideline never signaled touchdown. And I was absolutely kind of privately freaking out, and I was like, just kick the extra point, kick the extra point, kick the extra point. And the other coaches didn't know why I was kind of panicking because my man over here, which I think at this point I'd probably made him mad because it was, I don't know, 5 minutes into the game. So I don't know if he was doing that to spite me, but nonetheless, big-time play by Brady Case. His second catch of his career, both of them in the end zone. So pretty impressive, pretty awesome to kind of get us back into it. Kind of see it from here. The end zone shot's great. You see Brady getting the expansion release here. We get the motion. We trigger eyes here. He gets expansion release. Eyes around now. Big-time catch. Go make one miss, and let's go score. And typical, very awkward celebration by all of them. Okay. All right. This is your play. This is your world.
Okay, so I've been on one about this one for about 2 or 3 weeks, kind of saying, hey, what if we do this? We do a lot of motion, get the defense moving around, kind of get them unsound. And so we thought we don't go under center. We need a way to kind of get a quarterback sneak in there. And so we thought, well, Brady Case is big. What if we just have him go in motion and then stop right under center? and we can add a little trickeration here, act like we don't got the call, and then we're just going to go wedge it, and we're just going to go sneak it with Brady K's.
And I'll tell you the thing we're looking for. If you notice this defensive end here, this is kind of our ID. This is what we're looking for. And if you see him when our quarterback and Jaime raise up, see him sit down now, relax, we got him. That's all we got to do is get them to relax. Will and those guys up front are going to get hat level, and they're going to get penetration. We're going to get a push here. And we almost score. And, man, what a cool executed play. That's all Coach Gillespie. Has nothing to do with me. But it worked, so it was awesome.
We do score. They just missed it.
Yep.
We had to do it again.
Should have got his second touchdown of the week.
So this is the follow-up play to it. We just go ahead and set right back up and say, hey, if we got vertical push before, we're going to do it again. So we throw a little misdirection at them, throw some inside zone, and J-Homie walks in.
This is kind of what we've been living in with the goal lines, just trying to get some misdirection flow, some lateral flow here, and then get a push. Will Mason, great job here. Good job by our O-line getting a push. I mean, everybody's got hat leverage. We got leverage here. We're getting movement here, getting hat leverage here. We got a push here. It's neat out here on the edge, and that's all we need is leverage and angles, and we walk. So that's it. Welcome these two guys. They've done an awesome job.
All right, let's celebrate some players this
Let's
week.
do it. So kind of getting into, again, align with our core values, our guys, kind of getting into it. Our blue-collar guys, man, I'll tell you the biggest thing that I saw out of him this week, and I've kind of been in his ear about his snaps. We were great on snaps all night. He played a big front. Their front was huge, really big. I asked a couple of them if they had a college game the next day they need to save themselves for, maybe rest after halftime. But Will does a great job IDing everything. He calls everything for us up front. He makes the checks, and then you see our run game and all of our vertical leverage, all our pass pro comes out of Will. Blue collars, Will Mason.
Let's go. Congrats, buddy. Proud of you. So I've got a question for you, Will. A lot of people may not know you're a big-time wrestler, right?
Yeah.
I mean, ranked in the top 16 in the state of Texas, right? Mm-hmm. So give us some context, or how does wrestling help what you do on the field?
It just makes me feel like more confident, like whenever I'm going against someone. Because in wrestling, it's one-on-one. So like if you're going against someone like say like a big nose, like I'm saying, oh, I can beat this guy. Like it gives me more confidence, you know.
Yeah, love it. Great answer.
All right, Will. Come over closer. I asked something completely different, okay? Are you ready for this? Okay. All right, you're not ready for this. All right, we're going on a trip. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what's going to happen. You get to take either your dad or your brother.
Such a
Who
bad
are you
question.
taking and why?
My brother.
Why?
Either disappointment from over there. Because I feel like if we get in trouble, he won't say anything.
Oh, okay. Great
Give it up
job,
for
y'all.
Will
Give him a
Mason,
hand.
everybody.
That's awesome. Okay, our next guy is our intensity ward. Man, if there's an intense guy, it's this guy. And we'll be nose to nose 1 minute and be hugging and crying the next. Me and him are both emotional roller coasters. He is our juice guy up front. I'm extremely proud that he's on our leadership. We're extremely thankful he's on our team. And we go because of who he is and who he is as a leader. And that's Andres Garcia.
Let's
Intensity.
go. Super proud of you, bud. I can't think of a better award for you. I think Coach really hit that on the head there. So being an intense guy that you are, right, what is your favorite part about being on the line based on your personality and your physicality and your intensity?
I think just being physical and just being able to kind of turn up our O-line and just be like, we have to set the tone. Like every time, my goal for our first drive is always just like get in their head. Like
Yeah.
we have to set the tone from the start.
It's awesome. Appreciate it.
You ready? Yeah. You sure? Okay, there is a wrestling match on the 50-yard line between Coach Gillespie and Coach Clark. Who's winning?
Coach Clark.
Why is that?
He's a bigger guy.
He's a bigger guy. Just complete size and leverage. Oh, man, that's tough. All right, dude.
Give a
Appreciate it.
hand for
Okay, our We Award goes to Cade Moreland. As he comes up, I'll talk. Cade kind of goes into the season. Come on, dude. As he goes to the season, he's kind of handling all of our kicking stuff. We make some adjustments. Man, he has handled it. He's done a phenomenal job for us. He had a great week. He's just a guy that shows up and works, does a phenomenal job, high-character guy, high-integrity guy, and the kind of guy you just want to be around. You want him in your program. We're very thankful for Cade, and we're thankful he's a we guy.
Super proud of you, bud. Let me ask you a quick question. Let me give you the mic. What is your experience? 106 has been such a foundational team. What's your favorite moment of being a part of Team 106?
Oh, man, I'd have to say my favorite moment was right after that Birdville game. Just the energy in the locker room after that, you know, music blasting, everybody jumping around, banging lockers. You can't beat it.
Yeah, it was a special night.
Need to try that again. All right, dude. Are you a soccer guy?
I used to be.
Okay, I mean, are you a soccer fan? No, really. Okay, here's what you don't know about Cade. Cade's a welder. Phenomenal welder, okay? So talk to us a little bit, like, it's not going to be a random question, but like this summer you sent me some video, and I'm like, why aren't you sending me welding videos? So talk to me a little bit about, like, what you do with that and kind of how you got into that.
Yeah, well, I've always been interested in kind of blue-collar work. Not really what I want to do when I'm older, but just some good skills to have to put food on the table. I got into it last year for school. We have a welding class. So I got into it that way, and we happen to have a family friend who owns a welding company up in Fredericksburg. And I was getting really into it, and he said, can I come up and do an internship for a little bit? And he said, let's do it. And went up there and put some parts together and built a building.
Very cool. That's pretty awesome. And it's just a testament to kind of like, you don't know who's in the room, you don't know their talents, you don't know their skill set, but what an awesome perspective, 17 or 18? 17-year-old to go, you know what, I think this is a skill I want. I just want my 15-year-old to learn how to clean his room. That'd be a cool skill to have. We got a 17-year-old here who's learning how to weld. I learned to weld. My dad was on top of a building. We were building a shop, and we're hanging on 20 feet, and he handed me a stick weld and said, hey, let's figure this out. So this was probably a lot better path. And just really proud of this guy. He's pretty awesome. Thanks, dude.
Let's give Cade a round of applause. Thank you, bud. Good job.
So T3 is Dylan Foster. Come on, Dylan. Dylan's a basketball guy who came out and said, man, I want to play. He kind of rattled with it all summer. We finally got him out. He's done what an incredible high-character guy who does so many good things for us, and we're finding identity in it. And here's the deal. A guy who hasn't played football since he was probably 7th, 8th grade. When was the last time he played? 6th grade, a senior who's willing to go out and know that, hey, man, this is going to be hard. This is not going to be easy. It's been a while since I've done it. He does it with a high level of character. It just shows you the kind of man he is, kind of guy you can trust, and you're thankful he's in the room, and you know he's mentally tough. T3 is Dylan Foster.
Give him a round of applause, please. Super proud of you, bud. So got a quick question for you. So 6th grade was the last time we played football, but you're phenomenal at basketball as well. So what have you translated, similar to like Will's question, from wrestling, but from basketball to football? What's the big it factor that helps you?
I'd say just the athleticism. You got to be very athletic to be on varsity at both levels. So that, I guess, that helped translating like the cutting and then sprinting and jumping, all that.
Yeah, definitely the conditioning, right? I mean, you're probably the most conditioned guy on the team, I would bet.
Yes, sir.
Great. Thanks, bud.
Okay. I kind of low-key see these guys in the locker room all the time, a lot, and these guys have a good time in the locker room, which we want them to. So, okay, and they're notorious for doing, like, I would assume it's TikTok dancing. Agreed? Okay, there's one guy you got to do a TikTok dance. There's one guy in the locker room. Who you getting to do your dance with you?
Jalen Holmes.
Jalen Holmes. What? Good stuff, dude. Appreciate it.
Give a round of applause for Dylan, please.
Okay, our grit guy is a guy that from the time I walked in the door, I was like, man, this dude looks great. He is a great athlete. Linnell Randolph, come on up, dude. Linnell has
Big round of applause.
Linnell has continued to develop. He works his craft. He does a good job. I was able to do an in-home visit with his family. He's got a family that just a bunch of athletes. He's got a little brother that's very invested in our program. and we're just extremely thankful that Linnell's with us. And he had a great day. They kept kind of going at him. No passes caught on him all day. As the big kickoff that we throw over there, I think Judge is going to talk about it. Linnell Randolph.
Super proud of you, bud. So I'm in the stands watching, and I had no idea this play was happening, right? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden I see the ball, and it's just like lob it up. And what's going through your head in that moment? You catch it. Not only do you catch it, but I mean, you go, what, 30, 40? Plus, yeah. it was a great run.
Yeah.
Don't drop.
Nah, I wasn't thinking that. In the moment, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get gone.
Yeah.
Hoping to score, you know. But yeah, that's it.
Well, it was great, bud.
All right,
good job.
come on here. Okay, Linnell's a man of few words. All right, Linnell. So, do you have a favorite NFL team? Okay, let's do this. Do you have tell me who your favorite NFL player or college player of all time is and why?
Malik Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because he went to LSU.
Because he went to LSU. Big LSU guy here. Hey, Linnell's awesome. He shows up every day and works. Great family, lot of siblings. Really proud of this guy. You talk about a guy that just continues to overcome some stuff and work really hard. Really proud of you, dude.
Give a big shout out. Good job.
So our staying guy is the third best athlete in his family and his household, and that is Brady Case. We've established that already. Brady Case, come on up here. I'll tell two stories. One, so Brady catches the play that we call Danny. He catches that against Seguin, and he comes over, and I was like, dude, that's a great first catch of the year. And then he informs me that that's the first catch of his career, which, let me clarify, I would have never called that play if I knew this beforehand. Then he proceeds to go out and have a great day last week. Man, just really proud of him. We put so much pressure on him, and we look at him a lot and say, hey, dude, just figure it out and be in the right place. So we give him so he's got to think football at all times for us. He does a great job. Really proud. Brady Case, thank guy.
Yeah, super proud of you, bud. So it's been fun watching you all season because you're a phenomenal blocker. But these last two games, you've gotten in the end zone, right? The first time was a 2-point conversion, and this is your first ever touchdown then, right? Which was awesome. So the ball's flying through, and we saw it there. And, I mean, you're in traffic, and you catch that ball, and you've got about 15 yards. What's going through your head? Because the celebration was amazing.
Honestly, not much is going through my head because I know if I think too much, I'll mess up in those scenarios. If I think about catching the ball, I'll drop the ball.
Yeah. So no thinking.
No thinking, just run.
Yeah. That's good. All right, so Brady's got a pretty serious girlfriend. And I saw her the other day in the MAC, and I said, hey, what are we thinking? She's like, I just hope he plays well so he's not mad after the game. That was her bit of advice, okay? But no, Brady, I want to ask this and kind of parallel this for me. So if you thought and said, hey, man, I'm going to be a defensive player, what position do you think you would be and why?
Linebacker easily.
Why is that?
I've always played linebacker until about a year ago.
Dude, I feel like I don't even know you. I didn't know you had a catch, and I didn't know you played linebacker. Are you serious?
I did.
Dude, we got to sit. I feel bad now. We got to sit down and talk more, okay? So, serious question. You, Levi, square up, pads on, Oklahoma drill. Who's winning?
I'm whooping him.
Okay, all right. You and Dad.
I'm whooping him too.
Okay. He's too old. He's crippled. Okay. All right, dude. Appreciate you, dude.
Let's give a round of applause. Good job, buddy. So, Coach, we got a game, homecoming.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happening this week. We've got a parade Wednesday, I think, right?
Yes, sir.
Every night there's something going on. So, going into this game, what's going to be different, or what Juice is going to have, and just give us a kind of a preview.
So I kind of we always meet on Sunday afternoon. I gave my staff, and I always have a weekly calendar, and this was what it said. It said Monday night coach's show, morning practice, afternoon weights, kind of went through the whole deal. And on Friday I said, a lot going on, and at some point we'll play a football game, because that's kind of how you feel. Obviously there's a lot of things, but, the thing that we keep telling our guys, we kind of got one gig here. We got one job. We got to go win a football game. We've got a winnable game for us, a game we can go out and compete at a high level and come out with good results and have that Birdville locker room feeling, right? And, we're talking to them this week about maximizing the moment for these seniors. This is it. This is the last homecoming you get. And I can promise you, college homecomings are not high school homecomings. And from what I have found out about the Grapevine, Texas, which lives in the world of extremes and extras, that I assume this is going to be a very, high-profile week. So they need to enjoy this. We don't want to take that away from them. I'm not that guy that says, hey, don't enjoy nothing. We're just here to play football. Like, I want them to enjoy this holistic experience, but I want us to be very focused, very believe and believe, which was one of our weekly mottos, like continue to believe and believe and maximize this moment. Whether that's 4 quarters, whether that's 10 plays, or whether that's beyond 4 quarters. But, man, maximize this moment. Make sure you have memories to take with you. And, man, let's go win a ball game.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
So, Coach, I think heading into this last section, it's all about the Mustang ID.
Yeah.
Right? And I think it's critical for everybody to understand, like, if we recap and look at these games, it's just a series of plays.
Yeah.
And we could be 4-1 just as easily as we are 1-4. And a lot of that is rooted into this, and I think the foundation that's being built. And I think you wanted to expand on that so everybody's just kind of clear what's going on.
So I did. I want to encourage you guys. It takes a village. This is a whole community effort. We're all kind of doing this together. We kind of look at it holistically. We look at our sub-varsities. We look at all those different levels, and we see the highs and lows and the ebbs and flows. But I want to be assured to tell you this. Like, I did my homework. Freeze and I knew coming into this was going to be a build. We've done this now. This is our 3rd build. I'll tell you this, and I was hoping and praying it away. There's always one that you go, boy, that one's just bad. Well, we've experienced that one. I can tell you in 2016, it was in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi, and it was 56-0. In 2019, it was in Oklahoma, Panhandle State, which is pretty much you go to nowhere, hang a left, and go another 150 miles, and you'll be there. Okay, and it was a 46-0. They scored on counter on the first play, and I was throwing up after the game. You always have that moment. You have that one in the build that, man, the bricks just didn't stack really well today, and things didn't go well. Not that we wish that on ourselves or we want that, but it's part of the process. And we knew that this was going to be a build, and the thing that we've tried to do is speed it up for these seniors. But the one thing we're not going to compromise is their experience. We're going to make sure these guys are in a good place. We're going to make sure they're enjoying it. We're going to make sure they're fighting extremely hard to establish what the identity of this Stang team is and what it's going to be for years and years to come. We talk terms restoration. We talk process of belief. We're kind of living in that process of belief. How do I process through my doubt to get to the point where I believe despite external circumstances? We have a process of belief. We have a law of process. Code application, control the controllables. Work will save your life. All of those things that we talk about, this is where we're at, and we're right in the muddy middle of it. So I encourage you guys to know that we're going down the road. These guys are not wavered. We won't let them waver. We're going to keep them, fix their face was kind of the term I told them. Man, let's fix your face. Let's play forward. Let's keep moving. Let's continue to establish who we are. And we're 3 plays away from living in a totally different world next Monday when we meet wherever we're meeting. And I just encourage you guys, stick with these boys. Stick with the Stangs. We're doing something really special. These guys are going to do it. It has nothing to do with us. We just kind of get to lead and navigate them and try to encourage them and keep them in a good place. And we're going to do that because we knew this was a process, and we're very invested in it. We're very invested in these guys. We believe in these guys. We don't need anybody else to do anything for us. We just need to be us. We need to play at a high level, be successful, cut out mistakes, and we're going to be just fine. So don't let your heads hang too much. We don't get time to be down. We got to keep moving forward. We got to keep playing forward.
We got to believe.
Yes, sir. We got to believe. Let's get a T-shirt going. Let's do it. And I'll play a song. I don't know if you guys have heard it. It's by Journey. Y'all heard that song? It's called Don't Stop Believing. I'll play it for you tomorrow in the locker room. It'll be great.
So before we wrap up here, a couple big things. Make sure you're obviously get your tickets for Friday night here at MPS. And then make sure you're at the homecoming parade right here in Grapevine Main Street on Wednesday. Again, special shout out to Harvest Hall. Thank you guys for having us. And I'm his and Coach. As always, it was a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. PTL, go Stangs.
This week, join us for Mustang Friday night from Mustang Panther Stadium as the Stangs take on the Burleson Elks. Proudly presented by the Grubbs family of dealerships.
The C.J. Knipper Memorial Golf Tournament will be held this year on Friday, October 10th at Fossil Creek Golf Club. The tournament is dedicated to honoring the memory of C.J., who is a GHS student actively involved in DECA and golf. 100% of the proceeds from the tournament create scholarships for deserving DECA seniors at Grapevine High School. Since 2020, $45,000 in scholarships have been awarded. To find out more, including how to donate or be part of the tournament, please go to www.cjmemorialgolftournament.com.